You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Hey there! Welcome to episode 237 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for March 10th, 2019.
My name is Optimus Prime.
Hello, I am C-3PO Human Cyborg Relations.
I am Locutus of Borg.
You're like a machine underneath, right? But sort of alive outside?
I'm a cybernetic organism, living tissue over a metal endoskeleton.
I'm an android.
These aren't the droids we're looking for.
Counterfeit, facsimile, replica.
We need some sort of robot. Ah, crap! I'm some sort of robot.
Hey, it's your host Sean and Josh.
Morning.
How are you, buddy?
Afternoon. Evening. Good night.
Yeah, all that stuff.
I don't know when they're listening to it.
They could be listening to it 16 years from now.
True.
Time travel.
Yeah.
Love it. Anyway, how are you?
Not too bad.
I hear you had an interesting wake-up session this morning.
Well, technically this morning because it was 1 o'clock in the morning. I was lying on the couch and fell asleep watching YouTube.
Yeah.
And the autoplay went through.
Okay.
And remember that beer and bullshits thing we were on?
The podcast that we guested on there, like, more than a year ago, I think.
About a year and a half ago, yeah. Mm-hmm. I woke up to your voice.
Ooh, that sounds like a pleasant experience.
I was very confused.
Why is Sean here right now at
It was dark.
1:30 in the morning, I'll say?
Yeah,
Maybe.
really early.
Mm-hmm. And it wasn't me. I wasn't there.
No. It's just you on the TV. That's just weird.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's been a while since we were on that show.
They are still going.
Is that right?
Yeah, slowly, but...
Well, because the one guy moved away, right?
Yeah, he went away for a while for schooling. Mm-hmm. And I think they got like 6 episodes out since then.
6 episodes of their podcast?
Yeah.
And you said we've done 70 since that episode?
I think so. Like 160 is when we were on.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
We're prolific, Josh.
We are. Yep. We are continuous.
We are. Did you know that my brother Robin and the Space Jam podcast has gone dark?
We've gone dark.
He thought after 3 years of podcasting that he was done. So he wants to retool it maybe start a new one, maybe not podcast anymore. He stopped about a month or so ago.
Oh no.
Yeah, because he was tired of 3 hours of editing for 5 or 6 listeners. I told him, you should have put your thing on iTunes and you would have got more listeners, but he never
did. You didn't go on iTunes?
Nope.
Well, there's your problem.
That's what I told him. Mm-hmm.
Like, it's the biggest distributor of podcasts.
Yeah, exactly.
What was he on?
He was on Podbean.
Just on Podbean?
I don't think he was on Stitcher or TuneIn or any of that. I don't think he submitted his feed anywhere else.
He didn't do podcatchers?
I don't think he did.
It's kind of like the way people get them. They don't go to Podbean and look up what's on Podbean.
No, exactly.
Podbean's more, this is where it's stored so that iTunes can grab it.
Well, that's right. But he didn't do that. And I told him to, for 2 years. And so finally he's like, I'm tired of being the only one who promotes the thing, because his buddy Whit would share it once and never talk about it again. I guess Whit paid for part of it or something, but Robin was recording it, editing it, promoting the thing, and finally he said, enough is enough.
First of all, you got to get dedications to your listeners anyways.
Well, yeah.
You built the thing, they enjoy the thing.
That's right.
Stay with it.
It's part of their life.
Yeah. But yeah, you gotta put it out there.
And I kept telling him, and he's like, yeah, I'll get on it, I'll get to it, and he never did.
Because, even if you just put it on iTunes, that's where I get my podcasts.
And that's what I told him. I said, listen, I don't listen to your podcast because it's not on iTunes, so it doesn't go to my iPod, so I can't listen to it. I'm not going to sit at the computer just listening to your thing.
No, the convenience of the download and walk around is what's important.
Exactly. And he never did it, and now he's done. I don't know what his next move is, if he's going to do another one eventually or what, but he's had enough for now. I'm like, all right.
He's got a good voice for it, too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, I don't know why he didn't do that.
I don't know.
Especially if you did any kind of thing I got to promote it. If you're promoting it, put it somewhere where people can get to it.
Exactly, yeah. So I said, well, why don't you move here, and we could start our own podcast, and you could edit that one, and I'll help promote it, but I don't want to do any of the editing or anything like that, because I've already got enough on my plate with Soulforge and Rusted Robots.
Yeah.
So
you run it too.
I can't do a third one, because,
that's just becoming a full-time job.
It kind of is. because we hang out for 2 hours recording the thing. And it's at least 2 hours to edit the thing, if not 3 sometimes.
Yeah.
Then there's all the research that we do during the week, collecting articles and stuff. So it's a good, plus the promotion, so it's a good anywhere from 4 to 8 hours of each episode.
Yeah, and then double that for your, well, you don't have as much research to do for your Soul Forge. Most of that's just sitting there looking contemplatively at the sky.
Talking about life, the universe, and everything.
So, but you still got the editing on that.
Yep. Those are shorter episodes, so it's not as much. Probably spend, I don't know, maybe 3 hours total on that podcast.
Yeah. So that adds up, man.
We'll say that's 10 hours a week for 2 podcasts.
10, 11 hours a week.
Mm-hmm.
It's
40 hours a month. It's a part-time job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said, come on here, live in my spare room, and we'll get this thing going. But then he found a job, and so he's not moving here now. So.
Yeah, but then he can come to the comic book shop if he lived here.
What comic book shop?
It's in the 101 Mall. It's Jump City Comics.
Oh, that's right. Isn't that the one that your wife owns?
It is.
Oh, yes. That's why she's not here recording with us today.
No, she's off at work right now.
It's part-time Katie.
It's part-time Katie.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could come live here and come actually pick up his own comics.
Right, because there's no good comic store in the Sioux, where he lives. So I was listening to a Play on Nerds podcast.
Okay.
Stephen Jarman.
Yep.
And their last episode was all about Captain Marvel, the history of Captain Marvel, and how it relates to Shazam and whatnot. Really good episode, super in-depth. Have you seen the movie yet?
I've not seen the movie yet.
Oh, me neither. But it did break records on its Thursday opening.
Yeah?
It made over $20 million.
Oh, there was a lot of excitement for it.
Yes, and the reviews are great, and I know Rotten Tomatoes had to rejigger how they do things.
So they did something stupid.
They let people review the movie before it was out.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
You can't put an audience score out if nobody in the audience has seen it yet.
Exactly. It was all the angry fanboys who were dissing the movie and trying to give it a low score.
A lot of it was bots.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, people programmed it to spam it and blast it with a bad score. But then again, there was also people that gave it really high scores who hadn't seen the movie yet. Not as many.
No.
But there's still people going in there like, oh, it's 100%. It's like, you haven't seen the movie yet.
Yeah. It's,
relax.
What the heck?
So I'm gonna probably see it
sometime this week.
Tuesday if I get a chance. Because work and the kids and whatnot.
Well, sure. Yeah, life is busy.
Yeah.
Yes. You know what I saw yesterday?
What's that?
Puddles in the street.
Yeah.
The snow was finally starting to melt.
Yep.
Slowly.
Got leaks.
You got leaks in the house?
No, at work.
Oh, at work, of course. That building's like a sieve.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can't barely get any warmth, and oh look, we got a leak in the ceiling.
Oh, yeah, not fun.
No, and the way it's set up, the leak could be coming into the building right above your head, but it could be the actual hole in the roof could be somewhere in my living room, the distance away.
Right. So it just travels through all the pipes and all the stuff.
So far. So it's like
Could be anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay, they should just tear it down and restart.
I don't need to redo the roof properly.
Or that. That would be fine too.
But that costs $750,000.
That's expensive.
Yeah.
What else is going on? Let me think. Well, let's do our celebrity death of the week before we get into the main pop culture segment. There were a lot this past week reported.
Oh no.
Yes. And the reason I bring it up is because somebody on Facebook said, "Oh no, my childhood is dying right before my eyes," because it was a wide variety of different people. So it was all last Monday for the most part. We lost Keith Flint. Do you know who that is? Okay, remember the band Prodigy in the 90s? I think they were British. Firestarter. You know, I didn't care about that music. But I guess he killed himself and he was 49 years old.
Well, that's a waste.
Yep. And then last week, Luke Perry had a massive stroke and he died on Monday.
Yeah, that was sad.
He was 52. Of course, he's on Riverdale now, but we know him as the original guy on the Buffy the Vampire Slayer movie and 90210.
Yeah.
He played, why can't I remember his name all of a sudden?
90210 and you weren't that interested in it?
I watched it quite a bit, actually.
Yeah?
There was Jason Priestley as Brandon and Luke Perry as... I can't remember his character name all of a sudden, but he was the bad boy character. So he passed away. That was huge news. It was everywhere on social media on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all the memes. girls, or dudes, if your girlfriend or wife was a teenager in the 90s, check on her. They're not okay. That kind of thing. So that was gigantic. And then either the same day or the next day, wrestling icon King Kong Bundy died, and he was 61.
Like, the suicide is the worst one.
Yeah.
Because I hate suicide.
Well, yeah.
Because without... Like, if you're dying in a horribly painful disease, then euthanasia, I accept. That's perfectly okay. If you're not already dying from something else, I don't think, like, you should get some help. Oh, try to get some help. If you're having dark times, dark thoughts, you get the help.
It's easier said than done. We talk a lot about that on Soulforge, actually. But
it might be easier said than done, but it needs to be done. It's a waste, because, like, lots of people try, and then later they get the help that they need.
Oh, for sure.
And they live long, happy lives. If you're having dark thoughts, get help. Talk to somebody.
There's texting lines, there's phone numbers to call, there's websites, all kinds of things.
Yeah, it's like...
And we had one more celebrity death. It was only reported this week, but it actually occurred February 10th. Jan Michael Vincent. He was the lead character, Stringfellow Hawk, in Airwolf from the 80s.
Oh, wow, that's old.
He was 74, or 73. There's so many different articles. It was all over Facebook yesterday. I guess he was in some kind of North Carolina hospital, but nobody knew. And it's a month later, and they finally reported on it.
Well, he's not a current celebrity.
No, he's not. But
So-
usually that stuff doesn't stay quiet for that long. Not usually.
Maybe his family wanted to keep it quiet.
It's possible.
Right.
Yeah. And I never watched Airwolf, so I don't know anything about it.
Oh, you should watch Airwolf. It's been years, but it's Knight Rider with a helicopter.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not that cheesy 80s genre with the cool helicopter. It's fantastic.
Oh, I bet it was.
Yeah.
It's just something I never came across. But so a lot of celebrities dying this past week, actually. So that we don't normally have that many all at once. Talking about other things that are fun. Well, that wasn't fun, but let's talk about things that are fun. Let's do a transition right here.
I'm going to say that's a terrible transition.
Yeah, that was horrible. And I'm not going to edit that out because I don't know why. Just because.
You're a cruel, cruel man.
No, I just want to move into the better stuff. Okay. Did you ever watch the original series Star Trek episode The Cage, or The Menagerie, that featured footage from The Cage?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to do any spoilers, but Season 2, Episode 8 of Star Trek Discovery had the best previously on intro of any TV series in the entire history of television. We had previously on Star Trek, and it had maybe 7 or 8 different scenes from The Cage.
A ship in trouble making a forced landing, sir.
It comes from the Talos Star Group. Their call letters check with a survey expedition.
My name is Christopher Pike, commander of the Space Vehicle Enterprise. Our destination is the Talos Star Group.
There's a canyon to the left. We can set you down there completely unobserved.
I think it's time to show the captain our secret.
This is Vina. Her parents are dead. She was born almost as we crashed.
This is all some sort of trap.
Are you real?
Perhaps they made me out of dreams you've forgotten.
Is there any way I can keep them from probing my mind, from using my thoughts against me?
I can't help but love you.
Let's get back to the ship.
I can't go with you.
Personal log. Captain Christopher Pike, stardate 1532.9. Still no word from Commander Burnham. But I know she won't give up until she finds her brother Spock. As much as it pains me to think the worst of any Starfleet division, I do hope she locates him before Section 31 does.
You saw the blue flowers, you saw Spock, you saw Captain Pike, and then it transitioned into the Discovery series. It gave me goosebumps, it gave me chills. I've got chills just talking about it to you right now here on the podcast, and you're looking at me like I'm a crazy person. But the best previously on of any television ever, and the episode was fantastic. We went to Talos 4. We found out what the big rift between Michael Burnham and Spock actually was. And I don't think it was actually as bad as it was made out to be. but we learned the backstory. We saw the Talosians. We saw the new take on the blue singing flowers. Fantastic episode. And gave me chills, and it still does. And I'm so sad that you're not watching it. Sad, Josh. I'm sad.
They couldn't catch me.
Oh, season 2 is so different from season 1.
Yeah, well, I can see that.
And Anson Mount playing Captain Pike, such a great job. He's got the look of Jeffrey Hunter. He's got humor. It's amazing. It's like I think probably the best recasting in history. Maybe that's a big statement. It's a grand statement here, but he's terrific.
Okay.
Just had to get that out there. I can't talk to you about this, but I have to let our listeners know how important it is.
I'm happy you're enjoying it.
I am so enjoying it.
Okay. You can enjoy it, but it's not for me.
And that's okay. Well, it's not okay, but it has to be, because I can't tape your eyes open and make you watch it with me.
No, you can't.
I think you would love it.
No, I won't.
Okay, fine.
They burned their bridge. And even if they got super... No, we've gone right back to classic. We've gone right back. Everything's just like you remember. Star Trek is Star Trek again. People are nice to each other. There's hope for the future. All of that comes back. But, our stuff's still canon. No, they're not taking me in. Stupid fungus drive.
It's fine.
No,
it's
not.
They're going to explain it all. It all ties back into canon. It's really good. It's awesome. It's great. You should watch it. It's Star Trek.
No, it's not.
It totally is. Oh, and speaking of things that aren't Star Trek but are Star Trek, the Orville two-parter, Identity.
Oh, fantastic.
Their best of both worlds homage, rip-off, whatever, however you say that word.
It wasn't even that.
It was a take on.
It was a similar concept, but we've seen similar concepts before throughout sci-fi.
Totally, for sure.
Star Trek wasn't the first one to do that.
No. But the articles this week were all saying that the Orville finally turned a page and it's matured into itself with this two-parter. Would you agree?
It was already mature. Like, they were dealing with deep, deep things in the first season.
Oh, for sure they were.
Like when they went to, about the kid.
Yeah.
The gender reassignment of the kid by law. That had deep, deep meaning.
Of course it did.
What did they say? Dick jokes. It's like, well, come on, man. Watch the show. You can be funny and thought-provoking.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
You don't have to be dark and brooding all the time.
No, that gets a little bit grating after a while.
Yeah.
Really good two-parter.
Very good.
This season's pretty decent so far.
It's doing what Next Gen did good. Small, incremental changes to the overall feel of the show and things that are happening.
Yes.
So, like, they got to interact with the Krill on this latest episode in a way that might bring them closer together, that shows cooperation's possible, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the follow-up episode where he has to negotiate with the Krill yet.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
I've got it on my PVR. I haven't seen it, but
this is a fantastic show.
Oh,
this is Star Trek.
I'm enjoying it immensely.
It's just not focusing on a ship called Enterprise.
Let's make sure history never forgets the name Enterprise.
Doesn't need to.
Exactly.
Star Trek is more than just Enterprise.
Yeah. So, I love it.
Did you hear that, speaking of television shows, Arrow is ending after Season 8? They're finally finishing
They're only on Season 8?
I don't know if they're in Season 7 or Season 8 right now, but...
It feels like they've been on for, decades.
But it's finally ending after Season 8 anyway.
Yeah, it's hard to do a lot of stories about a guy with a bow.
They've done a lot.
Yeah, they've done a lot. It's hard to keep that thing going fresh. And poor Stephen Amell, he's got to work out all the time.
Hey, this is Stephen Amell, and you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. I'm hanging with Sean and Bridget right now. They're telling me all about podcasts and general geekery and fun times in Northern Ontario, so keep listening.
Can't take no breaks.
Poor Stephen Amell.
I haven't watched it for a long time.
I haven't seen the last season and a half myself.
So,
too much pop culture.
More than that for me. 5, 6 seasons.
Oh, really? Oh, so you only saw the first couple.
I did not enjoy Arrow that much. So, I watched the first 2 seasons, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And then part of the next one, and then I just faded out of it. I like the other ones better.
Yeah, I think I liked Flash the best.
Flash and Supergirl are where I'm at.
Yeah.
Those are the 2 that I watch.
Yeah, I kind of miss those shows, but I haven't gotten back into them.
Yeah, the best idea is to follow one. grab one and run with it.
Yeah, I've given up on all of them. That's okay. That happens. In sad news, Alex Trebek recently announced that he's got stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He's 78 years old.
Well, that's unfortunate.
But he does say he's going to beat it. He does have another 3 years left on his contract. So that was the joke he made. He was like, I got to beat it. I got 3 years left.
So, pancreatic cancer is a tough one to beat.
That's one of the most deadly, I think.
Yeah.
That and lung cancer, right?
Yeah, well, lung cancer's not as bad because, like, you can cut out part of your lung and survive.
Well, yeah.
You can do entire half your lungs and survive. It's not easy.
No.
But you can. And you can get a lung transplant. You cannot get a pancreas transplant, as far as I know.
I don't believe so.
And it's stage 4, which means it's spread to other sections of his body.
Isn't stage 4 the worst one?
Stage 4 means it's spread to multiple systems in your body. It's the same... So what ends up happening is the same tumor breaks off and spreads into different locations. So it's pancreatic cancer you have it in your lung, you'll have it in your heart, you'll have it in your liver, you'll have it in your lymph nodes. It spreads everywhere. So that's a crapshoot.
So what he said was, now normally the prognosis for this is not very encouraging, but I'm going to fight this, and I'm going to keep working, and with the love and support of my family and friends, and with the help of your prayers also, I plan to beat the low survival rate statistics for this disease. And it says here, on average, and across all stages, pancreatic cancer has a 5-year survival rate of 9%. Jeez. That's super low. And he's 78, he's hosted Jeopardy since 1984, and he's known for his quick wit and sense of humor. And he says, truth told, I have to keep hosting because under the terms of my contract, I have to host Jeopardy for 3 more years. So help me, keep the faith, and we'll win. We'll get it done. That's sad news.
That's terribly sad news.
Mm-hmm.
He's an icon. He's a staple of daytime television.
Well, yeah.
I was like daytime television, not daytime television.
But I used to watch Jeopardy when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And Classic Concentration. Did you ever watch that?
No.
That was another thing he hosted for a while. But sticking into the TV realm, Robert J. Sawyer. Do you know who that is?
Name sounds familiar. It doesn't bounce on me. I am not awake yet.
You're not awake yet?
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite science fiction author.
Hi, I'm Hugo Award-winning science fiction writer Robert J. Sawyer, and you're listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast.
I interviewed him on episode 13 of this very podcast.
Okay, yes.
Okay. Robert J. Sawyer, his WWW trilogy, Wake, Watch, and Wonder, is being adapted into a TV series.
Oh, cool.
Yes, and he's got several other things that are in the works as well. You may have seen his TV series Flash Forward back in 2009.
Yes.
Yeah, so that had 22 episodes or something, and it's his least favorite book, he said. It's the first one that I discovered and found him, actually. So
okay.
It's probably my favorite book of his. His 24th book comes out next year, and he says...
Wow, that's prolific.
That's prolific, and he says that might be his last novel, because he's wanting to transition to writing for TV and film. So, I thought that was kind of interesting.
I think, like, TV writers are important, because they write the TV shows that you want to watch.
Yeah.
And movie writers are important, because they write the movies you want to watch. But those are writers.
Yes.
He's an author.
He is an author. And he says it's not necessarily the case that he's going to stop writing books, but he wants to concentrate on the other things.
That's fine. He can go off and do that. But I think he should keep his hand in authorship anyways. Mm-hmm. And just write really slow like Martin. And, work on the one book for a while you do the other stuff.
Well, yeah, for sure. Yep. So just to... tell you a little bit about... I've got these books. I haven't read them yet. I've kind of been saving them.
Well, now a TV series is coming. You got to read them before the TV series so you can say the book is better.
I know. But the trilogy follows Caitlin Dechter, who is blind but is given a new cutting-edge retinal implant that allows her to see the internet. She discovers a form of sentient intelligence alive and hidden in the web. The two, human and entity, become fast friends, but a shadowy division of the American government becomes aware of its existence and seeks to destroy it. The series touches on a variety of contemporary issues, such as the nature of privacy, gender identity, cybersecurity, and others. So, no idea when that's actually going to come out, but they might have a pilot by the fall.
Alright, so from that premise,
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like it can either be really good, really bad. All depends on how they approach his work?
Hard to say.
Because anytime you have touchy subjects, that's the way it always plays out. They either go really good because the person knows what they're doing, or it doesn't.
Well, yeah.
And they just go, look, this is the thing I want you to believe in. This is the thing. This is what you have to believe. And they just kind of slam it in your face repeatedly. And it's like, well, now you're just making me mad. So, hopefully they do good. I'm surprised you haven't read the novels yet. How long have you had them?
3 or 4 years.
You've had a book in your house more than a year and you haven't read it?
I've got a whole pile of books that I still have to go through.
John, how can you not read the book when it comes into your house?
Because I've got magazines to read, I've got TV shows to watch, I've got movies to catch up on, I've got work to do.
The work, fine, you got to do that so you can live, pay off your house and all. But magazines? Why are you reading magazines?
Well, actually, I ended all my subscription to magazines, so I don't have those anymore, but I did up until recently.
Why?
Why not? I want to learn, be educated, culturally aware.
Yeah. But why magazines? Because magazines are not what they used to be.
Well, I know.
3/4 of the pages are ads.
True.
And the articles are not well written anymore.
It depends. My longest running subscription was to Entertainment Weekly, and I know I could get most of that stuff online and whatever.
Get more than that on the line.
Right. But I just liked it. And I probably had the subscription 7 or 8 years. And finally I was like, you know what? I don't need it anymore. It's taking up too much time. I've got a backlog of magazines because I wouldn't get around to reading them all in that week, and then I'd have 2 or 3 piling up. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So I stopped the subscription.
The only magazine that I ever subscribed to was Popular Mechanics.
Yes, I had that for a time too.
I had that for 5 years, but that was back in 2005.
Okay.
I mean, 2005 is when I ended it.
Right. Yeah, I went through a lot of subscriptions to different things. I had National Geographic for a year or two. I had Popular Mechanics, Popular Science. I had GQ. I had Entertainment Weekly. I had... Maxim was either one I got at the store or a subscription. I can't remember. There was a bunch. I do them for a year and whatnot. But speaking of subscriptions, the Rusted Robot is on the ESO Podcast Network. And you, listeners, my dear friends, should subscribe to all of them. And since it's Josh's duty nowadays, since I sent him the link to all the promos, what podcast did you listen to this week, Josh?
I did not.
What?
I usually go through them the night before to see which one I haven't checked out yet.
Mm-hmm.
Take a listen to that one.
Okay.
If I think it's good enough, we throw it into our ESO promo setup. I did not, because last night I fell asleep on the couch watching YouTube.
And woke up to my voice.
And woke up to your voice.
Right.
So we're just going to play the flagship one, because I've listened to them before, though I'm not caught up on theirs.
Okay.
So, yeah, flagship one.
So we'll play the promo for the Earth Station 1 podcast. Actually, I played that same exact promo on this week's Soulforge podcast.
Well, there we go.
So there you go, Mike and Mike. Here's your promo.
Hey, this is Mike. A few months back, I was given the assignment of creating a new promo for the Earth Station 1 podcast. I figured I had a ton of time, but I kind of got distracted. Go figure. And we realized we had somehow missed our deadline. So here I am late at night trying to figure out something creative to get you to listen to our show. I guess I could just use my announcer voice. Listen to the Earth Station 1 podcast. For almost 9 years, we've been bringing your inner geek out to play. We're a founding member of the ESO Network, and you can find us up on most media players like iTunes, Stitcher Radio, or wherever fine podcasts are found. I think that might work.
And there it is.
Yeah.
The Flagship Podcast, at which I have guested on several times.
Well, there you go.
So
go back and listen for Sean.
Yeah.
Because, you haven't got enough of his voice yet.
No, definitely not. There are literally hundreds of hours of me on the internet. But that's not enough.
Yeah, it'll randomly creep up on you at 1 in the morning.
Yes, that's true. Now, was it, when it creeped up on you, were you subscribed to my channel or their channel?
I am subscribed to your channel.
Okay.
I am not subscribed to their channel.
Okay.
So I don't know why it popped up.
Because I don't think it's on our feed.
It is not on our feed.
No. Which you can find by just searching my name.
Sean Vanderloo.
Subscribe today.
So yeah, I'm subscribed to your channel. I'm not subscribed to theirs. It's just in the autoplay list that popped up. You know, the recommended lookups.
Okay.
It just came in.
Very curious.
Weird.
Very weird.
Don't show up at my house at 1 o'clock in the morning like that.
I don't plan on it, because I was fast asleep, I'm sure. Hey, speaking of weird things, Hello Kitty. Deadline reports that Japanese cute thing giant Sanrio, the merchandise behemoth that encapsulates not just the iconic kawaii cat Hello Kitty, but also beloved mascot characters like the lazy egg yolk
Gudetama.
Okay, good, I can't say that. Anyway, they've inked a deal with New Line and Flynn Pictures to develop an English-language movie starring Hello Kitty. It marks the first time the character has had a film deal outside its native home in Japan, and the first time both Hello Kitty and Sanrio's massive roster of other characters have been licensed to a major movie studio. What do you think about that? I bet Kitty would be happy about that news. She loves Hello Kitty.
She does. Nina, my daughter, is obsessed with Gudetama. We've got Gudetama, lazy eggs, all over the place.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen any of these, or not noticed what they were.
He's the yolk of an egg.
Okay.
Okay, and he's very lazy.
Oh.
Okay, and the white of the egg is his blanket.
Uh-huh, okay.
So picture your classic sunny side up egg.
Yeah.
But make it man-shaped, and he's kind of lying down on his arms and legs with his butt sticking out. She's got a stuffed animal. She's got this clear egg with a plastic one inside, with a slime inside, like an egg, right? So you just swish it around. She's got a hard plastic one.
So a few of them.
Several of them, yeah.
I'll have to see these after the recording, because I've probably seen them around and just not paid attention.
Well, fortunately, we've been able to keep the kids keep their toys in their rooms for the most part.
Oh, and I've never been in the room, so that makes sense. Okay.
So.
Well, that's not bad.
Yeah, it's cute. It's kind of weird, but whatever.
It'll be a fun movie you could take her to, whenever it comes out.
I'll let Katie take her to the movie.
Yeah, you'll let her?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
Oh.
I don't particularly want to go.
No?
No.
Oh.
Sanrio is saccharine sweet, and I cannot stand it.
It does kind of give you a toothache.
Yeah, so...
There was a pretty good episode of The Toys That Made Us about that.
Oh, that's interesting, because it's about the toys and
yeah.
the industry and how things came up. And Katie watched it, and she thought it was fantastic.
Yeah, I learned a lot, too.
I thought it was interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Not something that I would dive into in the, lore of the universe.
No, I wouldn't go quite that far. But
so,
to get a nice general knowledge of something, it's pretty... I can't wait for them to come back with Season 3. Because I know they're working on it. No idea when it's coming out. Or what toys we'll learn about next. Speaking of movies, did you ever watch the Blade trilogy with Wesley Snipes?
I did.
Well, rumor have it that they're coming out with another one with Wesley Snipes, training his daughter.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is this going to be a part of the MCU? Who holds the license right now?
I don't know. I'm getting a phone call. Let me pause the recording.
Hi, this is Cena Grace, writer and artist for Burn the Orphanage, and you are listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. I hope you're having fun.
Okay, well, that was just a phone call from an automated survey company. That happened. Going back to Wesley Snipes, the article says, Disney CEO Bob Iger recently hinting at an R-rated brand of Marvel movies, which would include Deadpool, is now rumored that Marvel Studios is developing a rated R Blade movie starring Wesley Snipes. And the rumor has it that an early script is complete, which would see Wesley Snipes as Blade, training his daughter, who in the comics would have been a 16-year-old girl named Fallon Gray. But the comic was cancelled when the writer quit Marvel Comics and went to DC. If there's any truth in the Blade movie rumor, we can probably guess that Marvel Comics was writing the series and developing the character coordinate with an MCU movie release. Back in 2018, Wesley Snipes teased that Blade will be bigger than ever, but nothing much has been heard since. More rumor news, and who knows? But it sounds like it's connected to the MCU.
True. I'm surprised they want to go with R ratings integrated to the MCU. Because, I got no problems with an R-rated movie. I enjoy Deadpool.
Yeah.
But bringing him into the MCU seems a bit weird.
Think so? Why is that?
Nobody swears that much in the MCU.
Ah, yes.
Violence is less graphical.
True.
In the last one, poor Brad Pitt got electrocuted real bad.
Well, it could be a darker side of it. They were rumoring that Black Widow was going to be R-rated too. We don't think so. But what if they're going for darker and grittier for some certain characters?
I can understand that, but you're going to get the problem that you had with Deadpool at the beginning. Is some people brought their kids to that,
right? Yeah, that was a big thing back then.
Well, it's like, you should look up the movie's rating before you bring your kids in.
Well, I'm
But
surprised.
people don't do. They go, that's a superhero movie. Let's go watch. Bring some kids.
But don't the theater guys say, dude, your kid is too young for this movie? Or they don't care, they just let whoever in?
So long as an adult buys the ticket.
Then it's okay.
And so long as they don't, if they go, oh, just 4 for Deadpool, and they don't say 2 adult, 2 children for Deadpool.
Right, okay. Yeah.
They'll get the kid in.
And it's pimply-faced 18-year-old behind the counter. They don't care.
Nope.
Right.
And technically, you can bring your kid into an rated R movie.
Because you're the guardian.
You're the parent.
Right. I guess so. So, Arnold Schwarzenegger has seen 15 minutes of Terminator Dark Fate, and he says it's pretty great.
Okay.
That's it.
That's meaningless information.
Yes.
That's a guy who is related to the series who, in all likelihood, they're like, hey, Arnie, we'll toss you $500,000, just say it's good at every time.
Yeah.
Okay. It's good.
Because what's he going to say? Oh, I've been working on this movie for 3 months, and it sucks really bad.
Exactly.
I hope you go see it anyway, because I need a paycheck, because I have to pay the alimony for the maid that I slept with, but...
yeah, the child support.
Right, and Maria needs her cash infusion because of the divorce and whatever, but...
So, like, who was it? The director of the second movie? The director? I can't remember his name.
James Cameron directed the first two.
Yeah. He said that Salvation was great.
Wasn't it Genesis that he said was great?
He said Salvation and Genesis were great.
They weren't great.
No, they were terrible.
Well, I don't know if they're terrible.
They're terrible.
Yeah, they're terrible.
He talked them up, though. Like, okay, of the two, I actually kind of enjoy Salvation.
It's definitely better than Genesis.
Because it's a different take. It's not, let's go back to the past. It's showing us the future.
Yes.
So,
which was a nice touch.
Yeah, it's a different take. It was not good. Like, they had some real problems with it. But at least it tried to be something different.
Yes.
Cool. That's fine. So, like, he said, oh, yeah, they're fantastic films. They've done a wonderful job with the product. And the moment that he was given a chance, they're like, yeah, no, everything else is gone. It doesn't matter. It was all terrible. We're doing my thing now.
Yeah.
So, like, they have to say it's good because they're related to the project. And if you want back on the project, you gotta play the line.
His exact quote is, I've seen 15 minutes, and it looked great, and I was very excited about it.
You gotta do it in your Arnie accent.
Oh, okay. I've seen 15 minutes, and it looked great, but I was very excited about it. No, I don't know what that is. See, I don't do accents. I can't. Oh, yeah. I pump you up.
No.
I pump you up, and this movie is great.
It's fine.
See?
Let's stop this before we lose our Austrian listeners.
Should I stop right now?
Yeah.
No more accents?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Because that's like closer to Bulgarian than Austrian.
Ah, okay. Well, anyway, it looks pretty great, Josh, and I'll be in theaters to see it. That's all I know.
I haven't seen enough of the information.
I don't need the information. It's a Terminator movie. I'm going to go see it. Hey, did you know that Emma Watson is reportedly listed as the frontrunner for a lead role in Marvel's Black Widow?
Okay. Like, what role would she be playing?
It doesn't say.
It's not going to be a young Natasha.
No, probably not.
So, what are we going to get out of her?
No idea. No, it doesn't say. She's in the front running. A lot of these articles are just a lot of speculation and rumor.
I heard a thing from a guy who heard a thing who heard it from a guy who heard a thing, so I'm saying it.
Yeah, pretty much that's exactly what it is.
I like it. Okay, she's up for a lead role in this.
Yes.
Who? How? What?
No idea.
Nope. Well, that just means, like, they were considering her for a role. Not even, she's got the role, and we're trying to figure out what it is.
Mm-hmm.
That speculation is fine, because then it's, well, she's in, who could she be?
Exactly.
But she's not even in.
And I don't know enough about the Black Widow series to even speculate.
She's more of a character who's in other people's things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she doesn't have a lot of her own comics.
Okay.
She's often in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yes.
In other people's comics.
They must have done a Black Widow line, right?
I think so, but I don't remember it.
Okay.
Because, I fell out of comics for a long time.
Speaking of casting news, Salvation star Santiago Cabrera is reuniting with Alex Kurtzman's Secret Hideout and CBS Studios for a co-starring role opposite Patrick Stewart in the upcoming Picard series. And you might know Santiago. Did you watch Salvation? It's on Netflix. He played the Elon Musk type character.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a good actor.
Yeah.
And we also have Michelle Hurd, and you would know her from, she played Shepard, Jane and Roman's adoptive mother and leader of the terrorist group Sandstorm on NBC's Blind Spot.
Nope.
No, okay. She also recurred on Fox's Lethal Weapon.
Nope.
Okay. She also had a major recurring role on Ash vs. Evil Dead, and in the Marvel series is Daredevil and Jessica Jones.
Oh, yeah, I know her.
Yeah. So both of these people, Santiago and Michelle, are going to be in the Picard series.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's more casting news.
They're decent actors.
They're decent actors.
I haven't found any faults with their performances.
No.
But I haven't seen a lot from them either.
Well, that's true. That is true.
So, like, we haven't seen them push their range.
Well, not yet.
Well, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, depending on what they're doing with the Picard show, they might push the range, or it might be, like, terrible.
I hope it's not terrible, because I'm really looking forward to the Picard series.
So am I.
And I would also really, really like if we would get some new action figures. McFarlane Toys has been slacking and not coming out with the toys that we need. They canceled the phaser prop because of reasons, and they came out with the Picard and the Kirk figure, but that's it. Nothing else.
I thought the phaser was due to licensing issues.
It was something about the U.S. government and guns and stuff.
But I can go buy a gun that looks like a phaser.
Yes.
It's perfectly legal to do that.
Right.
You know the phaser from Enterprise? The phase pistol?
Yeah.
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 You can buy a gun that looks like that.
I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you can't buy a toy that looks like it. No sirree, Bob.
Oh, recently I was looking, because somebody asked me, what do you think is the biggest caliber you can get in Canada? I was like, I don't know. Because, like, I have a non-restricted firearms license.
Okay.
So I was like, I wonder what is the biggest caliber gun I can get. So long as the gun is in a rifle format.
Yeah.
And is not a fully automatic rifle.
Mm-hmm.
And the magazine has less than 5 in it.
Go on.
I can have any caliber.
Okay.
So long as the gun is in a rifle configuration.
So what's the biggest caliber in a rifle configuration with all those caveats?
There's a 25 caliber, a 25 millimeter,
okay,
which is that big. The shell is that long. So we're talking, it's literally 2.5 centimeters across,
yeah.
So more than an inch. And we're talking, the shell is about 10 to 12 centimeters long.
Which is about 5 inches.
Yeah.
Or 4 or something.
So long as it's a rifle, you can buy that.
Okay.
Shoot that.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, those were anti-tank rifles, but you know,
because you have an unrestricted firearms license, so you can get that.
Yes, and you can get a one that holds more ammunition if you have a restricted license. But then you can only fire at restricted ranges or on private property.
Ah, okay. Are you going to get one of these for when you go hunting in September?
I might. They're only $10,000, and the bullets are $20 a piece. But you know.
Okay.
I might.
Right. Take out a loan, buy a gun?
It's got an effective firing range of 4.5 kilometers.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are you hunting?
I might get into moose and then, stay in one spot and shoot every moose that comes into zone.
As long as they're in a straight line, you could take them all out.
Yeah, right.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah. So if you got an unrestricted license, you can buy yourself an anti-tank rifle.
Sweet. That is actually going to come in very handy over the next 10 years. I almost forgot that I read this article this week. It was on Google or somewhere I found it. And I don't have the author's name or whatever. But there's this guy who wrote a scientific paper talking about how climate change is affecting the world and whatnot. And how civilization is doomed, and it's going to happen sooner than you think. He's like, civilization is going to start to collapse within the next 10 years. And the billionaires with their underground bunkers, they're not going to survive either. And the only way to really save humanity is if we all get together and help each other out.
These civilization collapse prognoses have been happening forever.
Oh, I know, for sure. And there was a lot of proponents of his paper and a lot of detractors as well.
So the nature of humanity, we're not going to lose civilization.
Well,
humanity has lived in really dark places under really extreme environmental conditions.
True.
For millennia.
Mm-hmm.
It's what we do.
It's our specialty.
It is. Figuring out how not to die when the environment's trying to kill you at all costs.
Yeah.
We have people who have lived in the freezing Arctic for millennia.
True.
We have people who have lived
in the hot desert.
In the hot deserts for millennia.
Mm-hmm.
We will survive. We had empires born in the deep desert. We'll be fine.
Society might not be, but humanity will be.
Civilization will be fine.
I don't know.
We are advanced enough that we will be fine.
Hopefully.
But what we do to each other is what's going to be the problem.
Yeah, because we're not good at cooperating.
No, we are not good at large-scale group cooperation.
Nope, true enough. So it was, I didn't actually read the article itself because this was just an article about the article. But they were saying how people are reading this and they're puking and they're getting sick and they're all freaking out. And because climate change is further along than we suspect and there's no turning back, we're all doomed. I'm like, oh, that's depressing.
Except there is turning back. We're not at the threshold yet.
They think we are. Or this guy thinks.
This guy thinks we are. We're not at the threshold yet. We're real close. We are sprinting towards that threshold real fast.
Mm-hmm.
But we're not there yet. And it's... The incremental change is going to be such that we will be able to adapt. It's not like, oh, it hits this number and then suddenly all the effects of climate change kick in. We're feeling them now already. The effects are already in play. People think, oh, the climate change is happening and then the climate will change and everything will be different. No, climate change is a gradual thing. We are experiencing it now. We will adapt. It's what humanity does.
Well, I'm working on this theory over the last few weeks, and I haven't quite got it all hammered down in my mind yet. But we're experiencing a lot of population growth. We're almost at 8 billion people on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking, okay, so if this guy's article is correct, and we're all going to die, or civilization is going to collapse within the next 10 to 15, 20 years, maybe the reason there's so many people living now, all the souls that have ever existed are being born into the universe because the universe is consciousness itself trying to see itself. So we're all here now to witness the end times. I haven't quite figured out my theory yet, or how to articulate it properly.
There are more people alive now than have ever existed.
Exactly, and they're all here and they're going to witness the end. I don't know, it's just a theory that I'm working on. I haven't quite figured it out.
With science, we can figure out ways to solve most of the issues that climate change will arise.
I think we need a space ark. Let's get the heck out of here.
Get your ass to Mars.
Even under its worst conditions, Earth is the most habitable planet we know. Like, the oxygen and the nitrogen and all the balances and the gravity, everything is perfect for us because we came from here.
Well, that's right.
Even if we throw them slightly out of whack, it's still the most safe environment in all of the universe that we know of.
Yes.
We can terraform Mars.
Get your ass to Mars.
We can terraform Earth if we have to.
Uh-huh.
We just got to put the effort in. And the problem is, we got people who don't accept the fact that the Earth is round, let alone that climate change is real.
As we learned on last week's episode.
Yeah. So, come on. Believing in science is the base requirement to fix the goddamn problem.
So there, rant over, but just something that I thought I would bring up. We got a couple trailers to talk about on the Facebook page. We're not going to play this trailer. It's because we played Dark Phoenix's trailer last week, but we've got the international trailer, and it actually is a more coherent, this is what's happening in the movie kind of trailer.
Yeah, it tells you more about the movie.
So the international trailer is better than the
domestic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, still not interested in it?
No, eh?
No.
Oh, okay.
I've not been interested in the last few XMen movies.
Well, I can understand that.
Yeah. I'm just waiting for Marvel to nix it and reset the universe properly.
Well, this is going to be the last X-Men movie under Fox, I'm sure. So
yeah, unless the one there, the horror one that they were working on.
The New Mutants?
Yeah.
Well, according to the Play on Words podcast, they were talking about that on their last episode, and it's gone back for reshoots, and we've been hearing about this movie for the last 2.5 years, and they don't think it's ever going to get released.
You got the footage. You're going to do something with it.
Yeah, so that remains to be seen. But we do have a very interesting trailer here from James Gunn, and this is called Brightburn.
Mom? Who am I? You are a gift. We believe that you came here for a reason. I know it's been difficult for you lately, that you feel different from other kids.
Touch the floor, Brian!
You are different.
Caitlin, get my hand up.
He's a creep.
Help him up.
What are you doing?
I want him in handcuffs and I want him gone. Do you even know who his real mother is?
I'm his real mother. Let's go.
Maybe there is something wrong with Brandon.
I will never turn against our son.
He's not my son!
Hey, who's messing with me?
Something wrong?
Boy around by chance?
You're one of the only people in the world that knows how special I am.
There are believed to be no survivors among the 268 passengers on board.
No, no, no!
Whatever you've done, I know there is good inside you.
Tori! You're safe now. We got
I want to do good, Mom. I do.
And it's an evil Superman origin story, you said?
So, just watching the trailer, because I did not hear about this until this one. And this is apparently trailer 2.
Mm-hmm. We never heard about the first one.
It looks like it's a young Clark Kent-like character with superpowers that's just developing. He's not a good person.
No.
It looks like he might be a sociopath.
It does look that way, doesn't it?
In which case, it's going to be interesting to see. Because this is how you deconstruct Superman. You give us the stuff that Superman is in another character, so we can deconstruct it and figure out, well, why was Superman good and this person bad? Tell us how this could have gone with Superman.
Right.
That's why the Superman often had those Elseworlds or what ifs, like Red Sun, where he's dropped in Russia. Like those stories are easier to tell because we have the icon of the primary to compare to. If you don't give us the icon, we got nothing to compare it to.
Well, just the article says it's the new horror take on Superman. This trailer gives us a look at how people react to Brandon Breyer. That's the character's name, before he discovers his abilities, and it's not so great. That only gets worse, though, as he figures out what he can do, which, as we see here, is quite a lot. And he discovers his abilities, though. After he discovers his abilities, it's open season on those who would torment him, and sadly, even those who've never met him. So, yes.
See? It looks dark.
Yeah, for sure it does.
The one scene in the trailer made me flinch, because I do not like eye things. Eye things freak me out.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not directed by James Gunn. It's directed by David Yarovsky.
Yeah,
written by Mark Gunn and Brian Gunn, with James Gunn producing. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's supposed to come out May 27th.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
It does look interesting. Yeah. So that is pretty cool. A lot of interesting things coming out in the future. Before we wrap up the podcast, we did get some feedback from a recent episode.
Oh, okay, cool.
Remember when Stephanie was here?
Yeah.
And the episode we did was called 2 Geeks, a Lesbian, and a Podcast.
Yeah.
That was episode 235. Well, our good friend, Richard from Australia.
Hey, Richard!
He left just a brief comment, and he says, "Fun episode. Personally, I am fully invested in the spin-off brand of Things Josh Hates and its sibling, Josh Knows Everything, which I think has great potential for a hit series." So I thought I'm gonna save that, read it to you here on the podcast, and get your genuine reaction. What do you think of that comment? Pretty fun? You think we could do a couple new series?
So I love the comment. Mm-hmm. So it disproves the thesis of the comment.
Ah, yes, right.
But yeah, no, it's I don't know everything. I'll fully admit I don't know everything.
But
I just know most things.
You do have to admit you do have a general knowledge of a lot of things.
I do.
Either that or you make it all up as you go along.
Well, if you know enough, you can throw in little things and just pad it out so you're fine.
That's right.
Well, I've you know what? Documentaries. I've been watching documentaries, a lot of them, since I was a small child.
Ah, okay.
One of my favorite TV series when I was 6, I think, very young.
Was Nova?
No, was The Velvet Claw.
What's that?
It is a paleontology television show.
Yeah.
About not dinosaurs.
Okay.
Because everybody does dinosaurs.
Yes.
It was about the early mammals and their, like the cave bear and
the giant sloth and
all those things that don't get as much love as they should. And I love that show. And I tuned in every week for that show.
Never heard of it.
It's a fantastic show. It had animation, so classic cartoon style animation, but it was really prettily done. Fantastic show. And I just got into watching a lot of documentaries, even when I was very little.
And you soaked it all up.
Yeah. So I learned about, political history and scientific things and social things all across, because I would watch documentaries at night. I recommend it. I show my son all the time. We sit down and we watch YouTube, and we watch scientific things on YouTube, history things.
That's good.
Yeah.
Soak it up.
Yeah.
Makes you a better conversationalist and a good podcast co-host.
And it gives you better ideas when you're doing work if you know what people have done in the past. It's good to have a general knowledge base.
It is. And it helps me out on the show. That way I don't have to do all the talking.
Well, yeah.
Which is awesome.
I can just shut up for a while if you want.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. But now you can, because it's the end of the podcast. We've talked about all the pop culture stuff, all the celebrity deaths, all the casting rumors that are important to us. We just have to remind our listeners to look up my name,
Sean Vanderloo,
on YouTube and subscribe to our channel, because then they can listen to all of our episodes on there. While they're browsing the internet and doing other things, they can have us in the background.
And then Sean can randomly pop up on their autoplay feature at 1:30 in the morning.
Exactly.
And wake them up with a start.
Because who doesn't want to wake up to my voice in the morning? Nobody. Everybody wants to. So leave a 5-star review in the iTunes store. Send us money on patreon.com/Darth Vaderloo. What else do we have to say? We said they can follow us on Facebook, on Twitter, Instagram at Darth Vaderloo. I say most of the stuff at the end credits, which I'm going to update soon anyway because it's been a few months. I think that's it. Is there anything else?
They can also follow you around on your route.
They can, yes. I deliver the mail on 3rd Avenue, Windsor, Middleton, Boulanger, Commercial, and Bannerman. So that's in Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
There you go. Follow Sean on his route.
Yep.
You can help him carry shit.
Yes, please do. Because flyers are heavy, Josh. Flyers are heavy. And I'm sick of them. And I want to be a millionaire and do something else.
Well, there we go.
Podcast full-time.
There we go.
And until next time, listeners, remember, time is the fire in which we burn. You have been listening to the Rusted Robot Podcast. To contact the show, email therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweet us at therustedrobot. Join the Facebook page and group and visit the website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. The Rusted Robot Podcast was put together by Sean and Josh and the Rusty crew. Please remember to check out our other show, the Soulforge Podcast. Visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and leave a glowing review in your chosen podcast app. Thank you, and have a geeky day.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
It's been so great shooting here in Hungary. The crews are extremely professional. The studio's great. Orgo is a completely modern, full-service facility. We've made a lot of use of the place.
Budapest is one of the nicest cities in the world. I've already had experience in shooting here in the late 80s. It was a fantastic place to shoot then, but it's improved and there's more studios available, more technology available. Coming here and working together here was the wisest decision we ever made.
Andy Vanya has a long history with the Terminator franchise, and now he's just continued that relationship. I have no problem coming back here to shoot more. I love it. For all the Hungarian people, a big thank you because you've been so hospitable. We really appreciate it.
Terminator is a very special movie, very close to my heart since I did number 2 and 3. It's really a lot of fun to have it come to Hungary and to attract films like Terminator to come and shoot here. It's really an asset for us.
Andy Vanya, thank you for pushing us to make Terminator right here in Budapest. I'll be back.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Get your ass to Mars.